the Alaskan Gypsy. Going live impromptu.
I'll turn that heater off. Quiet down in here a little bit. We're live?
Yeah, Monday night.
Live.
If you're on here, let us know. It's warm in here. We got the heat going. We don't want to really go inside and have dinner. It's 9:30, 8:30 p.m. here. Anyway, it's getting late in the evening. 8:45 p.m. If you jump on, maybe let us know where you're tuning in from.
I don't think they hear, right? They come live, they just come right on when they're on, right?
Yeah.
Hold that camera up on the fairing. Oh, that's right, it's backwards. Now you can't. It's like in selfie mode only.
This is a big day for the Alaskan Gypsy. Filling her in. Lots of prep work to get to this point. Lots of hours. She almost sunk in the harbor, seriously.
Hey, we got 3 people.
Woohoo!
Welcome to night shift on the Alaskan Gypsy. I'm spreading Awlfair fairing compound on the hull. It is so incredibly satisfying to be filling in these electrolysis divots. We got primer, epoxy barrier, and now we're getting fairing compound in these little divots. And we will never see them again is what I hope. If things work out, they'll be gone forever after tonight. Still a couple more layers to do, but this is the big one, the first one. Erasing the holes.
Thanks, Bear from Delaware. Very much enjoy hearing that you enjoy our videos. That's awesome. It's fun for us to, I know you've heard us say it probably, but have the community support and inspiration. We did get a heater going today. It took most of the day.
Yeah, I was hoping to start fairing at like 8 this morning, but ended up fighting with getting a heater going, and then Audrey can show you around. We hung a second whole skin of plastic. So now there's like a double wall tent. This is like an inner liner, sort of an insulative layer. So we're heating a smaller space now, and it's kind of a double layer. We got an air trap if it gets windy outside. It shouldn't get windy in here. The wind should stay on the outside of this inner liner is kind of the idea. It's kind of like a, I would guess, a vapor barrier or whatever in a regular home construction, but something to keep the air exchange to a minimum and let us really try and get the boat warm so I can get this fairing putty done in an ideal environment. We're looking for about 70 degrees Fahrenheit is perfect, and we're in the mid 60s right now, so that's great. We're off to a good start. We just started heating a few hours ago. We've only been running heating here for, I guess, about 8 hours, but a lot of that time was not very functional because we didn't have the main heater going.
Right. But it definitely feels warm in here. Like, I was doing some sanding and I had to take my layers off, obviously. Long underwear on under the overall, so too many layers for sure. You can see that we're getting prepped over here. Everything's got a little scratch on the surface. Shiny gray gets scratches. So help the fairing compound adhere. We're thinking 3 coats should do it. Okay, let me show you the new room. Now it's a 2-room place. Scott is in the main shelter room. The entrance is over there in the corner, but this is a secret doorway to a new space, which is having a lot of condensation because the air in here is much cooler. Anyway, but it's nice. We've got like a little storage area in here now. Hello from Michigan. Hi, Hale. Yeah, you love the smell of Bondo. Yeah, me too. Yeah, look at all this space in here. I mean, seriously, we could store a lot of stuff in here. And honestly, it's a good place to come and cool off because it's pretty toasty in here. It's not too stinky, actually.
I can't.
Yeah, it doesn't
Almost
smell.
no odor. It just
yeah.
smells like cotton candy or Laffy Taffy.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. It's like the
I know.
consistency
It's
of
fine.
Consistency of cream cheese.
I know.
Pretty much perfect cream cheese consistency.
Especially at this temperature. We're lucky that we're up to a good temperature. Make it so workable. Good to be a cool canoe. Yeah, it's going to be a cool canoe when done. It's going to be one hell of a canoe. I'm going to show you around a little bit. This is just going to look very different in the near future. At some point, she is going to be fully restored back to a smooth surface. You won't even know. It's going to be amazing. We are so happy that we get to give the Alaska, the Alaska Gypsy so much love and get her back to her glory and beauty. Okay, let me show you the entrance. This is the double door entrance. And you go back out here, there's a piece of wood down there to weight it in. And of course, we've got the shipyard. Quiet at night. It's kind of nice. And then more storage. Got the paint sprayer from the guys at Superior Marine. Been really helping us out a lot and just teaching Scott a lot too. Just the rudder. The side's kind of dark, but you can see strawberry cream cheese paint. Yeah, it looks like it. It is definitely not edible, but it looks like you would want it to be edible. These little areas where it's just satisfying to be at this stage of work and to be able to like see the progress happening. It's like, you know, frosting a cake or doing drywalling, or it's just like, Scott's got the fun job. No, do you guys think that's a fun job?
Tell you what, it's a lot more enjoyable than spreading mud on sheetrock.
Yeah.
This actually feels like it has some much more significant purpose than just aesthetic.
Right? Yeah. Bear said the heavy plastic for the enclosure must have been a substantial chunk of change.
Yeah, well, I bought 2 rolls of 20 foot by 150 foot today. So 2 rolls, 20 by 100 foot. They were 100. One was 120 at one store and 140 at another store. But that's the inner liner. The outer liner is actually Dr. Shrink Wrap. It's a 7 mil shrink wrap product, and it's 10 times as strong as this inner. This is just polyethylene, 6 mil. That shrink wrap is super tough, and you can shrink it. I haven't actually shrunk it on this boat because I just put a lot of battens on it instead. I didn't have a weed burner, and I think it's going to be okay just like that. We haven't had any real big storms yet, but we've had some pretty good winds. I'd say some gusts to 30, maybe 40, and I didn't have any damage on the outer structure of the tent, so I think we're probably going to be okay. And I'm going to work hard and long hours and try and get this process done as soon as possible, just in case we do get any storms. But that outer shrink wrap, I was going to say, that was a 32 by 100 foot roll, and I was able to cut it in half and do the entire boat with it. That thing was $600. $600 roll of plastic. Feels pretty brutal because at the end it's like, I'd probably take it back and give it to a friend. He wraps moose antlers with it when he's shipping pallets of moose antlers, which is kind of crazy, but he can use small pieces. So it feels like a lot of money that's going to get maybe reused, but maybe not. But it's serving an important job here right now, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's It is, Christopher. This is, yeah, we're restoring a steel hull on a 66-foot Thomas Colvin schooner, triple masted.
You could probably go outside and do an outside
Excuse me.
shot.
Yeah, I need to. I gotta clear my throat. I've got something in it. Sorry. Anyway, we became owners of her this summer in Ketchikan, where she was suffering from severe electrolysis and about to sink in the harbor. Excuse me. Take a look out here while I do one more cough. There she is, the Alaskan Gypsy. Got Ketchikan, Alaska. Underneath her is actually Anchorage, Alaska, which is kind of funny. Anchorage is where she was built. And yeah, you can see that. Yes, hello, Joshua from Alabama. Yeah, I'll walk around the tent and show you guys. It's pretty sweet being here, actually. Kind of in the quiet season. It's a nice place to hang. Yeah, to be. So the Alaskan Gypsy is our dream boat, and it's perfect for our 4 seasons live aboard dream that we are about to embark on as soon as we get her seaworthy again and we get her holes filled up and we get a new shaft in her, and she needs a new prop and a few other things, but he just replaced the rear seal on the engine yesterday, and that went well. So we're chipping away and getting it done. Florida, I know, I've heard about your hurricane. Oh my goodness. Down there. Oklahoma, hey Roy. It'll be fine boat when it's all done. Yes, it will. Thank you. Thank you, South Africa. We just, I'll get back to the beard question about Scott. I'll answer that. So we just got this August, we did a Milo surf boat trip down to the Shumagon Islands, Sandpoint, Alaska, and 2 photographers were on there because they were doing a documentary. And they were from South Africa, and they were lovely. And anyway, so Scott, speaking of, that is when he began to grow out his beard, was when we realized we were going to go on this trip in January, and he was likely going to be a lifestyle model or whatever participant, and they wanted Alaskan, so he always had like a slight beard, but I don't really think he's done much more than trimmed it since January, so looking very full and Alaskan and wonderful. Do you agree? Somebody asked about your beard.
Yeah, we had a commenter who kept on saying it was a fake beard.
Yeah, I was like, it is not fake. See? Not fake.
Some of my mud's getting a little thick.
Oh, yeah.
Slowed down too much.
The good news is he hasn't gotten any like epoxy or too much, like a little bit of paint the other day, but not too much. Let's see what else is going on. Yeah, it's not hitting Florida. I know, Jamaica. Oh, so crazy. That storm, just looking at it, is very intense. What is going on up here? It looks like there's a lot of extra. Huh?
Maybe I need to come check it out.
Yeah, you gotta come check that out. I'll check out the comments. She's a beaut, and thanks for your sacrifice. Thank you. Yes, Scott is just really a go-getter with whatever project he sets his mind to, and I'm happy to be a support and a help and good team. Congratulations on the boat. Sounds like the dreams are coming true. Yes, the dream's coming true. We've both like always had this dream, and now we're both 42 years old and realizing the dream in a different stage of life, and it's pretty amazing. We're very grateful. Where are we from? I grew up in Valdez, Alaska, and spent a good portion of my adult life in the outskirts of Anchorage, Alaska, and lived in the city for 3 years before I moved back to the ocean to Homer, which is where Scott's from, and has lived his entire life until a year and a half ago we moved across the bay from Homer, boat only access, to a remote cabin with like a work kind of live trade agreement for a year or so, which was amazing. And then realized our dream with our 44-foot schooner, the White Eagle, that she just wasn't big enough to be able to go as far as we want and stay out as long as we want, especially between the two of us. We have 5 kids, so ages 6 to 16. So we needed a bigger boat, and spotted the Alaskan Gypsy a year ago in July in the harbor in Ketchikan on the way back from actually looking at another Thomas Coleman schooner in Craig, the Dawn Treader. She was like a 55-foot boat that needed a complete interior redone, but the hull was in beautiful condition. So, but the owners just weren't ready to sell. Anyway, I'm much happier with the bigger boat that's not totally rotten on the inside. Anyhow, all right, let me catch up on the comments. Yeah, he's from Homer. Oh yeah, Alaska's a great place to visit. If you ever have the opportunity, you should definitely come. You'd like to purchase? Yep, okay. 5 kids, yep. Got some spammer in the comments. Don't always read the comments out loud. Yeah, 5 kids. Yeah, it's fun. We do enjoy showing them a different way of living. You know, they have abundantly blessed lives with their other parents in Homer and in Anchorage, and come to us in their non-school time, and we get to show them some really amazing parts of living coastal remote Alaska. Boat life. 2 daughters and 10 grandchildren, Roy. Wow, those grandchildren. I bet they keep you busy. Christian's asking, is that primer? No.
This is fairing compound. It's like Bondo basically, but high quality, fancy, expensive Bondo made out of epoxy, which is stronger, more flexible, lasts longer, less fragile. It's basically just super high quality body filler, or like Bondo, basically.
Somebody's asking if that's smoke behind me. I don't see any smoke.
No. I notice sometimes it looks kind of hazy in here, even though it's actually not. Something to do with the lights, I think. I've thought that before. Thought there was smoke in here when there wasn't.
Yeah, Steve is asking how I ended up in Alaska. I was born in Alaska, in Valdez, in 1983. And my parents came up from Wisconsin and just wanted an adventure, a different way of life. Fell in love with Valdez. My dad was a contractor and a longshoreman, and shared many of the skills and talents that Scott has, so that's fun. He passed away 5 years ago, so it's been fun to get to live in that life, but oceanside with him. It's been amazing. Okay, thanks, Roy. Yes, we're gonna get it in the water. It's gonna be beautiful. Yeah, Valdez, yeah, the Exxon, that was crazy. I worked on Prince William Sound for 4 or 5 years in the summers, and yeah, it was interesting kind of seeing like firsthand, and just being there, living there, and like having the real impact of, you know, all of a sudden things are different, where your food comes from and everything like that. So what are you doing up there? Cleaning up the extra? Yeah.
Throwing some in here thick to get it off the board, and then got distracted and went down low. Need to come back and finish spreading it out. I'm running out of time on this batch of mud. It's starting to get a little bit stiff on me. So.
Yeah, you know what's going on, TTA writer. I don't know your name, but yeah, so it was crazy. Valdez is a crazy place to grow up between that and yeah, just the pipeline terminal there, and after 9/11, just yeah, but very beautiful. And for me, like, really set my love for the ocean and the intense mountains and just the peace and quiet of nature and all the things that living aboard allows us to access a lot easier. Dawn dishwashing soap. Yeah, they needed a lot of that for that thing. Oh yeah, after 9/11, things changed because the cruise ships used to really monopolize Valdez like they did Southeast Alaska. But after 9/11, all of a sudden the pipeline terminal became like one of the top 10 places that supposedly they wanted to bomb. So all of a sudden they couldn't do the tours of the terminal anymore, and so Valdez became not such a hot spot because they didn't have too many other shore excursions for elderly people. It's like an extreme place. The bus ride tours kind of died. So anyway, yeah, thanks. I'm not gonna read all the comments. Anyway, but I'll go ahead and say it. Somebody said my laugh is creepy. That's pretty funny. Because sometimes it is creepy. I agree. I don't think you've actually heard it though. I don't think you've heard the creepy laugh yet. Is that Buck Norris, Chuck's brother, doing drywall? Yeah, it is beautiful. Come up a few. Yeah, we did a little dream trip this summer. Brought a fast boat down, a Bay Weld 44-foot boat down that went like 34 knots.
Cruised at about 30 knots.
Yeah, from Homer all the way down to Craig, Alaska. Stopped at basically every fuel stop we could.
It's about a 1,500-mile trip. I think we did it in 5 days.
Thank you, William Barry.
2,000 gallons of gasoline.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy, but it also was like a dream come true in some ways because we got to realize the beauty and the abundance of the humpback whales feasting in Point Adolphus. We just happened chance came through there during their celebratory time, and so breaching, tail slapping, you know, fin flapping, playing with each other, like acrobatics for just nonstop. Like as we left, they were still going, and there was what felt like a dozen of them, which the tour boats on the radio said that was actually a low number. Sometimes there's hundreds. So that felt pretty special. My 12-year-old daughter was with us, and I'll share one of those videos sometimes because her laugh is beautiful, and she says like, "This is the best day of my life." It's really cute. Anyway, all right, what else is going on in here? Yes, this is the boat. I'm sitting under the boat. I'll give you another little tour for those of you who just popped on. We are inside the tent of the shelter in the Alaskan Gypsy, where we are working along to restore the hull from severe electrolysis damage. And we took ownership of it this summer. The reason it had electrolysis was because there were no zincs replaced on it for 6 years under other ownership. We love this vessel so much. It's very rare. It has a very rich history, and we were very excited to make the story come back to life, and we're earning it with the effort and the shipyard time. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is the boat. Yes, I'm from Alaska. Scott was born in Wyoming.
Lived there for 3 days.
3 days before coming to Alaska. Yeah, $6,000 gasoline bill. Yeah, we need the sacrificial zinc. Well, we got electric going. So, I don't know what... The electric here is pretty cheap. I think the rates... Oh, yeah. He says it's hydropower. It's very affordable for a small town compared to, like, Valdez. Oh, my gosh. Or Homer. Sorry, those are the last two places that I've... I think it's getting bad in Anchorage, too. It's probably getting bad everywhere.
They're probably talking about the bill for the boat coming down.
Oh, yeah, you're right. The fuel bill was very expensive. It was around 10K, I think. Was that right?
Not quite.
8 or 9, maybe. Yeah, it's pretty cool though. It was a special. Yeah, I bet. Florida. I'm sure Florida's expensive.
That's the end of that mud. I'm all out. Barely got it on there. Getting a little bit stiff on me, but
Good job.
ran it to the end.
Yeah, it is. It's so gonna be worth it. I tell you what.
Yeah, what we've done, probably a quarter of the boat is done, or a quarter of one half of the boat. So just looking at one half tonight, not even thinking about that other half. But this side of the boat is considerably worse than the other side, so once this side is done, I'll be well over half with the fairing.
Hi, Bob.
compound, so
Thank you.
this is For those of you who have joined, I see we got a lot more people on here now. I'll just tell you that the boat, like Audrey was just saying, had really severe electrolysis divots in the hull plating, which is really quite different than rust because they're actually, it's not a rust problem. The metal was just dissolving away into the harbor due to stray currents and not having zinc anodes on the boat. So they had just dissolved away. They served their purpose and they were no longer there. So there was all this pitting or divots on the exterior of the hull, and it's been a long journey. If you're a regular watcher, you know, but right now we have sandblasted the entire hull down to what they call white metal. So it was no paint, no rust, no nothing on it, below the water line all the way down. And it was like brand new steel, except it had some divots to it, texture to it, these thinner spots. So that's the best we could do for it. It's got it right down to bare metal. And then we have started building it back with really advanced technology, which is not uncommon now, but these epoxy paints are really amazing. So we started with an inorganic zinc 100% solids primer that's meant to only go on bare metal. It's we used a PPG product called 302H. It's kind of a green-blue color, if you've seen it before. And that is only for going on sandblasted raw steel. So that was our first coat, and we did that the same day that we sandblasted. So it's sandblast and get that coat of primer on there immediately. And then it got a really thick coat of epoxy barrier sprayed on it, which is basically just straight up epoxy. It's 240 LT is the product, and that's a PPG product as well. It sets up in cold environments, and it's also very high solid. So it's basically like epoxy resin. If you think of, if you go to the drugstore and you get a little epoxy tube, basically this boat is covered in epoxy at this point, and it's pretty thick. So it has one really heavy coating of that on it, and then we went around with so that's all the light gray is that, and then everywhere it's dark gray. It's not as dark because it's been sanded now a little bit, but every dark gray spot is what we call a stripe coat, and that's a additional rolled on coat. Anywhere there was some of the electrolysis, we went over it with the stripe coat, so it has double thickness of the initial epoxy. And now tonight, for the first time, you're joining us on our first time we're getting to do the fairing. This is also epoxy. It's an Awlfair product. It's basically like epoxy Bondo, and it's a really strong, very good adhesion, and we're putting that into all of the divots. Anywhere where the steel had wasted away at all is getting refilled with this epoxy compound. So when we're done, it'll take a couple of coats, just like doing sheetrock drywall mud. When we're done, it's going to look like it's brand new, I think, depending on how much patience I have for it. But we're gonna fill in all of the low spots, bring it all up to flush, and then it's gonna get more layers of epoxy barrier over top of that. So this boat is basically, in the end, it's gonna be like an epoxy or fiberglass type of boat without the glass in it. It'll be like a fiberglass boat inside or outside of a steel boat. So the steel will be completely covered in a really thick barrier coat of epoxy. It's almost like the boat will have basically been like dipped in plastic, except it's epoxy, not just plastic. So it's going to be very strong. I have no structural concerns about it. I cut a patch out of the boat to replace an area that I had some concern, and I got to tell you, I learned one thing from that experience. Steel is unbelievably strong, and that was the worst part of the boat that I've seen, and it was so strong, and basically the whole time I thought, why am I doing this? I couldn't beat a hole through that thing with a chisel and a 3-pound hammer. Steel is unbelievably strong, and now we have the hull plus all of this epoxy on top of it. So I'm feeling really good about it. It's going to look wonderful. It's going to last for many years like this. It's going to be easy to keep clean because it's going to be smooth and flat.
Yes.
And it's going to have a full modern barrier coat buildup, primer, barrier coats, fairing compound, another barrier coat, and then bottom paint. So it's going to be top of the line, all the modern stuff on it, and it's quite an investment, but it's the one place where I'm not going to cut corners. We can use a bucket for a toilet, but we got to take care of the bottom of this boat because I don't want to do this again. This is a big job, and I only want to do it once in my lifetime. So
Yeah.
I better get back to work.
Yeah, you better. You better go back to work. I mean, we haven't even had dinner yet. Just saying. It's 9:14. That's okay. We had a snack.
There was a bunch of comments that came in.
Yes. Let me check out the comments. Gypsy's looking great. Thank you, Bob. Just thinking about it, it scares me. It might sink in cold water.
No
Yeah.
way.
I mean, anything could really sink. We don't have orcas here that bite the boats in half, though, so that's nice. Yeah, I can't wait to see it back in the water as well, Christian. That'll be incredible. Is it serviceable or for preservation?
Is it serviceable?
I mean, we did this for survival.
well,
this
to
was-
preserve the hull. Yeah,
But
I mean,
this is for preservation.
this boat was destined to sink if it didn't get pulled out of the water and taken care of, because there was a few spots, probably 10 spots, where there was just tiny little pinholes. And what I didn't say in my dialogue there, monologue, was I actually went around with a welder and did a tremendous amount of welding on all of the most concerning spots on the boat before we did anything. So that was kind of step number one here in the shipyards, was welding in any of the really concerning areas, which on the chine of the boat above us, that was one area that there was some structural concern, but that's all been addressed now with re-welding those seams there. So
Yeah. No, it looks so different. And there was a lot of welding, a lot of days of welding before we had a shelter up. We had a lot of nice weather days here, actually.
yeah, well, we
had
spent our
pretty good
first time
weather.
here in July, and we thought, man,
Yeah.
this place is awesome.
Sunny and
It's
hot.
sunny and warm, and
Yeah, it was amazing.
it was nice, and we had a lot of great weather, and it's basically kind of rained every day for 2 or 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
And it's been pretty windy off and on.
Yeah. So this is the Awlfair compound. It might be backwards
sorry.
because we're on selfie mode, but you can at least see the brand. Maybe. Let's see if there's any comments.
Just-
Yeah, prep work is everything for sure, and it is like a super thick gel coat. It's like a chop, like one of those dipped ice cream cones, but more sturdy. What color is the final coat? I think we're doing a black bottom.
It'll be black bottom paint,
Yep.
but it'll be red, gypsy red above. This
Yeah.
boat has always been red, like a red oxide red, and we're not about to change that, so we'll stick with that above the waterline.
Yep. Got to keep her character intact. Does the Bondo coat get sanded?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll get sanded at least twice.
Yes, thank you, Michael. Webster says you're doing a very good job. In vertical, YouTube words are backwards. Okay. Still figuring out this live
Yeah, the
stuff.
selfie camera flips everything around.
Yeah, I guess we could
wonder
work
if
on
it's a
this.
setting that we can change on the
Maybe.
iPhone. I know it uses the selfie camera to do live, and it's it inverts it. So I learned about this. It's so when you look at yourself, you're used to seeing yourself this way in a mirror, I guess, and so the phone tries to recreate that. Is what I'd heard. It's kind of goofy, but it is backwards. I noticed that the words are backwards and the rooms are backwards, which is kind of a head trip. When you film yourself in a room, it's
Right.
inverted or flipped.
I'm going to read this comment from William. When he was a teenager, he had a summer job as a grunt at a boatyard in Ketchikan. They painted the boat hulls with the paint called Green Death. They said if you caught a whiff of it, you would die.
Oh boy.
That sounds really serious.
That sounds like Demet coat. Was it Demet coat, William? Because that's what that bare steel primer is. Demet coat. It's that's sort of the trade name for it. So there's quite a few different brands that might make it, but Demet coat is the name a lot of people know it as.
Thank you for all your comments and your support, TTA Rider. Appreciate it. Jewel is the only Alaskan Gypsy.
Yeah, I actually know Jewel.
Yeah.
spent a lot of time with her dad, and I went on tour with her taking photos once. Quite funny.
Yes. Homer, Alaska. You know, that's where she's from. I just got off a call with her dad the other day, FaceTime. So, yeah. Anyhow,
she's an amazing singer.
Yeah,
beautiful. I thought she was a good singer, and then when I got to see her singing live over and over every night, it blew me away. She has an incredible voice and is an incredible talent singing. I was much more impressed in live in person than I was just listening to her albums or whatever.
Yeah.
It's really shocking.
Yeah. Do you guys have any other questions? You were asking some kind of personal questions earlier. We're open. We're here. I don't know how much longer we'll be on, but at least a few more minutes. I'm not sure what you said. They said it was real dangerous about. Oh, I don't know. Who knows what's to come? Like so I'm working on a video right now. So hopefully it probably won't be live tonight, maybe tomorrow. But I'm curious about how long everyone thinks it's going to take us to get out of the shipyard. And we've been getting some feedback from some professionals. And then, of course, Scott has his ideas. And I'm kind of thinking and curious, like, what do you guys think? We still have to finish the bottom, which requires 3 more coats of this fairing, or 3 coats total of the fairing with sanding in between. And another coat of epoxy spray, and then the bottom paint.
Stripe coat of epoxy.
And a stripe coat of epoxy. So
over the fairing.
Over the fairing. So that's a lot of coats.
Well, we got a warm tent.
Yeah.
Our paint's going to dry fast in here now.
And I don't know the cure times for all of those, but Scott and Dawn can figure all that out.
They're quick.
Yeah, I guess they're fast. So that's good. And then we need to get the shaft like officially ordered and installed. And we need the rudder fixed up and put back. And we need the prop ordered, a new prop or a used prop, something that
actually, you know what I'm thinking? I thought I saw someone asked about the prop, and here's my latest on the prop saga. I have not been able to find anything but a brand new prop, and it sounds like a brand new prop is about $6,000, and then there's taxes and shipping, which I gotta admit I don't love the idea of that. And I know that there's a used prop out there for me somewhere, and so I'm thinking about putting this prop back on the boat to get out of the harbor, or get out of the shipyard, and just keep searching for a decent used prop replacement. And it's a little crazy, but I could imagine...
What?
I could imagine taking it easy. And we could change the prop pretty much any day on the title grid. And so that's one idea. I'm not going to plunk down $6,000 for a brand new prop right now. That could ruin the budget. I'm going to be spending a tremendous amount of money on paint coatings, and I don't know how much, but it's going to be a lot. And I kind of need to save some coins in the bank, so make sure I don't end up getting 2/3 of the way done painting and not have enough to finish the painting. So I know I need a shaft. Absolutely need a shaft. The prop I could probably live without for right now. That's my latest idea. We'll see.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, the prop saga.
The prop saga. I hope we find something used and good, because I tell you what, little well, it's clean anyhow.
Well, folks, I think that I'm probably not going to mix up another batch of mud. I think we're losing viewers. Oh, there's Crowd American. What size prop and what size shaft? I know a few for sale used here in Florida. Yeah, okay. Well, come on over here.
Just balance, sorry. Okay, and then just balance the old prop and run it so you get a good replacement at a reasonable price. Maybe. It definitely would need balanced.
It's in pretty bad shape. It's definitely suffered from the electrolysis. It's got these red patches inside of it. This is good bronze here. These are the areas that they've changed from the electrolysis. And I don't have a hammer right here handy, but you can hear if you tap on these areas, it sounds kind of dead, like lead, thud, thud. When you touch the shiny parts, it rings. And it's weak on the edges for sure. It's not good. And I think it's not worth trying to repair it. but I could probably limp along with it. And I wouldn't do it long term. I'd probably just be thinking like, okay, for a couple weeks, you know, maybe a month, and we wouldn't go very far. I would not want to cross the Gulf of Alaska with this prop
That's reassuring.
as it is. But if I needed to go down to Ketchikan or up to Juneau or something to find a new prop. So, Kraut, to answer your question, this is a 32 by 27, but I think I could do 31 by 27, or I could do 32 by 20,
Or 3-blade.
26. I would go down in size before I went up. This, I think this is a little bit big for the engine, but it's okay. But I don't really know because I didn't run the engine to full throttle because the shaft was out of balance or out of alignment, and obviously the prop is not in good condition. So I don't know whether I should go down in size or not, but 32 by 27, I'd go smaller if I had to adjust. And the shaft is a 2.5 inch. 2.5 inch shaft, and it's 136 inches long. The shaft is. The 2.5 is kind of odd. Everybody tells me it's a little bit odd, not super unusual, but I'd like to stick with that. And I think I'm gonna probably just order one. I basically have ordered one out of Washington area. They might start working on it as soon as tomorrow, actually. So
That's
I
exciting.
didn't want to wait too much longer on that one because I need the machinist to help me get it aligned. Got to figure out the engine mounts, and I had to get going on that. And every day I'm in the shipyard has a cost, and at a certain point, I can't do too much deal shopping. I just got to move along. And the shaft should be a lifetime purchase. I don't think that I don't mind kind of risking it with a prop, but the shaft, I want to put a really good shaft in there. Hopefully brand new steel would be nice, and know it's going to last for the rest of our life here on this boat. See people, no, I looked at that thing. It's an app or something. I'm kind of curious. Somebody, maybe it was you, Bob, mentioned that, and I did look it up, and I wasn't sure. I probably need to go back and look at the comments and see. I think I asked a question about it. Yeah, William, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe just run this prop easy, get out of this shipyard, and keep searching. Kind of late for a live. Yeah, I know we haven't even eaten dinner yet, but we're excited because we're in a warm tent, and we got lights, and we're fixing the Gypsy.
Yes.
We're filling in the
Fixing the
holes that have been
Gypsy.
haunting me since June. It's been a
Yeah.
long time that I've been looking at these holes in this boat, and they've been in my mind every night I go to sleep thinking about them. I don't know who
It's
Jack
true.
Sparrow is. It's a really useful app. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I'm curious about it. I'm gonna start up my little diesel heater. If you want to check this thing out. This heater, start heating, it says. It's a little diesel heater. It's got a diesel tank on the side, and you can just run vehicle diesel in it, number 2, I guess that is. And it's a, what would you call it? It's got a little heat exchanger burner in it. So I have the exhaust running out of the tent, and it takes air in and blows heat out, and there's no fumes. It runs its exhaust out the back, out a little exhaust pipe. So it's pretty slick. It's very small, totally a self-contained unit. The company Viver sent this to me. I'm honestly kind of a fan of their products. Their branding is like quality tools for half the price or something. And I gotta say, I've bought quite a few things from them. I didn't buy this particular unit, but I have bought one that's really similar to it. So I just turned it on, and it's been running for about 8 hours today, and it's burned like half of its little tank of fuel, which is very small. It probably only holds like 1.5 gallons or something. And it puts out a lot of heat. We're actually gonna use this thing in the boat. Looking forward to putting it in the bow workshop here at some point. But right now it's kind of filling a necessary job of throwing some heat in the tent here, and it works great. This heater and then this big electric heater feels like it's going to be enough, and it doesn't smell. There's no fumes from either of these, and I think we're going to be able to keep our tent warm enough to do the job here.
Yay!
This is actually a 3-phase heater.
Just gonna look at the comments. Oh, thank you. Oh, still looking for a boat. Yes, glad the holes are getting filled. Prepare, prepare, prepare. Tell us what for. We are getting prepared to get out of here as soon as possible. Michael says that prop is out of balance due to damage. It will cause engine damage due to excess vibration. What do you say to that?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. It does look like it's probably out of balance too. I would say the only saving grace for me I'd probably run 1500 RPMs max. So maybe at that low of an RPM, it wouldn't be too much of a problem. I don't know, but it's a good point and something I should definitely think carefully about before I run it, because engine damage is not worth saving a few $1,000s. But I can't stay in the shipyard forever, and I gotta have money for paint, so it's a tricky balance.
How many BTUs is the heater?
That's a good question. I should know that. I think they're 8,000. It's pretty serious for a little unit. These heaters, I don't know if you're a boat person, you've ever heard of the S-Bar, I think is the brand. They made heaters that were, they were a boat thing. A lot of boats up in Homer, Alaska have them. And they are very expensive, have a great reputation, and work super well. This is basically the exact same thing, but the fuel tank is mounted on it, and it's got a handle, and it's a portable unit. And they really put out the heat. In a huge tent like this, it doesn't feel like very much, but if you put that inside of a space, like inside of a camper van or inside the boat, it'll cook us out of there. It really blasts a lot of heat for how compact it is. It's pretty incredible. I'm pretty sure they're 8,000 BTU, but I'll look. I don't think. Oh, I might have the answer to that.
You might have the answer right there. So just hold tight.
The other thing is the heaters are cheap. That's the crazy thing about them. XMZ HTB1. It's actually got quite a lot of interesting information in this manual. I haven't looked at it yet, but
Checking into it. I can tell you that it feels good. I mean, obviously I was warm. I had to like take off my sweatshirt. That's what I was wearing. Too many clothes.
you remember that we bought one for the White Eagle?
Yeah.
You could tell them about that. How we decided that's what we wanted to be able to heat it up on those cold winter days.
Yeah. It works a lot.
We didn't think we were in the heat.
Right. I know. Well, it is. Yeah. Well, the problem with the heat on the White Eagle is it took the White Eagles are a 44-foot steel sailboat that is in the shipyard up in Homer for the winter that we had for sale this summer, but we might end up keeping. Who knows? We'll see. Might end up doing like rentals with it someday or something. But anyway, the heater on there is a diesel. What kind of stove is it? The Dickinson stove, and it takes a while to warm up, and then it's really prone to backdraft. And diesel backdraft for me and like swell type of stuff, like ooh, not a good combination at all. So for Science in Mind, hi, thanks for tuning in. We're here in the shipyard, on the ground in the shipyard in Wrangell, Alaska, working on the first coat of fairing to to repair this boat. So just popped in to do a little live, say hi. We've been on here for a while with you guys. Thanks for tuning in, all the comments, all the feedback, support, fun, adventure. It's been fun. We enjoy it, and we're grateful to share it with you guys.
We're gonna go eat some deer meat.
What were we talking about? Yeah, we were just wrapping up. We were talking about restoring the boat and getting out of the shipyard. How long do you think it'll take us? We've been working on it for almost 2 months straight, essentially. Like, got here September 3rd, 2nd or 3rd. So, I mean, there was some days of, like, working on it can also mean, like, figuring it out, you know, not solid 12-hour days or whatever.
Yeah, it's a yacht, man. Yacht life here. This is what yacht life is. It's 9:30
Steel
p.m.
boat.
We haven't eaten dinner. We're working on the bottom of the boat.
Yeah, yacht life, steel boat, 66 foot, 19.5 foot beam. Feels like a house. I'll go inside right now and show you. So I'll take you in. Scott is gonna turn everything off.
Turn everything on.
Are we just going for it?
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, we're going inside. I'll show you. And then we're gonna turn off to do dinner. But we'll show you the boat. So stay tuned if you want. Let me see what you're saying. Oh, cool. That sounds like fun underwater stuff. I want to get a hookah. I want to get a hookah. What?
There's a hookah on board.
Oh, great. I can't wait to use the hookah and scrape the bottom of this boat. I'm so excited. I have a great wetsuit. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking that. Thank you. Yes, please. All right, let's go. I worked on the Ryan barge with the diesel heater once everything was covered in soot. Yeah, including you. No kidding. The worst seasickness I've ever gotten, ever, like violently seasick, was immediately after diesel backdraft in like some pretty treacherous conditions. But the diesel backdraft was definitely what set me over the edge. Does Scott ever do underwater wildlife photography up there? No, not underwater wildlife photography, but underwater surf photography.
Not underwater.
I know. Well, some of the shots were not underwater. That's true. But no, we did not do that. Okay, here we go. Heading up. It's getting just a little chilly out here now without a shirt on.
Yeah. Forget how cold it is.
Yeah, it feels like winter. It's like really awkward trying to hold this in selfie mode and not trip. But it's working out. There he goes. Maybe he'll turn the light for us. Okay. Ooh, it's gonna be warmer in here now because the bottom of the boat warmed up. Okay. We weren't really expecting company, so it's kind of messy. But
Anybody still on the feed?
here's the wheelhouse. Right. That's funny. Thank you. Yes, living the dream. Here's the wheelhouse. And we'll head down. Lots of good energy going on here. When you're working on your dream, it's an energizing project. Okay, stepping into the, well, there's the lazy boy. I think we showed you that last night. Stepping into the galley. What?
Someone turned our water off.
Uh-oh.
Wow. I gotta go turn the hose on so we have water again so I can wash my hands, but I don't do it right in a second.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're going to wrap up unless anyone wants to say anything specific. We are in Wrangell, Alaska right now. We are in our 66-foot motor sailor, 19.5-foot beam. This is the Alaskan Gypsy. If you check out our channel videos, you'll see that we are restoring deep in the project of restoring the hull and fixing a lot of damage that was caused by severe electrolysis from being without zincs in a harbor with the previous owner due to life's circumstances in Ketchikan, Alaska. And we are in Wrangell, Alaska. Oh, underwater wildlife photography content is your gold mine. There's all kinds of cool stuff underneath the waves up there. Man, I believe it. I just for the first time used my underwater action camera and when I was in Maui. And the footage I think is really cool. I got some turtles and stuff like that. But up here would be amazing. You love the colors. Thanks. Yeah, we don't, but excuse me. This is like the original owners built this. They finished it, launched it in 1992, but they, they did everything by hand. I think they milled a lot of their own wood, and everything's like pretty custom, but a little outdated. I mean, like carpet, really. It's disgusting, but like it's perfect for right now because we're just destroying it anyway. What's for dinner?
Deer liver. We got to finish up our deer liver. We got a little deer. We used up all of our meat that we brought with us. And so we went out hunting and got a deer. There's a video about it. It was, a deer gave itself to us. It was pretty amazing. Very fortunate, very grateful. The deer is hanging up in the bow of the boat right now. But here's the last of the liver. We got some leftover neck roast. I'm going to cook up an onion with the liver. And we'll probably eat it in corn tortillas because we love tacos.
It's true. We love tacos. We've got these organic white corn tortilla tacos that we ordered from Azure, which is a pretty cool natural food co-op that delivers to small communities all over the country, even in Wrangell, Alaska. So we stock up on all sorts of good, healthy, naturally sourced foods because that is important to keep your energy and your health going, especially when you're working hard in a project like this. Oh, you lived on the Zimovia Highway. Hi, Linda. Yeah, it's beautiful out there. We have friends who live out there as well, and I love to go out there and run, and we go get the water out there. We drove out there to go find the deer. This was great. Thank you for going line and sign. Good night, Bob. Talk to you later. Yes, you should come back to Alaska, and oh dear, liver. Yeah, we've got to eat the liver.
It's medicine.
I prefer deer liver to moose liver for sure.
Help us detoxify from all the fumes.
Yeah. Yep.
Deer liver and spring water. We go and get spring water from, there's a spring along the road that is pretty cool. Really delicious.
Yeah.
Wonderful water.
Deer liver on a stick. Liver is wrong. Yeah, he worked at the sawmill about 35 years ago. That's cool. That must have been quite the experience with those logs. Oh my goodness, the logs down here are so different than up in South Central Alaska. It's very remarkable. Yeah. Are we back? We just had to decline a call from our good friend Len, who actually is just a dear connector for us of food. That he just sent us this entire cooler. Entire cooler. It's actually 87 pounds of meat was in there. It's empty now because it's all in the freezer. But I don't like the spam messages, but I'll ignore them. You live north of Wrangell now, yeah. He sent us on Alaska Air Cargo a ton of ground moose and some of our fall bear that we got, alpine black bear hunt 2 years ago now. Was it a year ago or 2 years ago? Maybe it was just a little over a year ago. Yeah. Anyway, I thought we were out of her, but there's a few more packs. So it was a very fatty fall bear, berry bear, like with the belly full of berries. It was quite crazy and a beautiful terrain that we got to spend a lot of time up on the mountains scouting, and it was awesome. So we look forward to more of those adventures ahead. Will you be staying in Alaska? Yeah, we will be staying in Alaska. We've both got children together. We've got 5 kids here, and Alaska's our home. We love Alaska. We're both not super hot weather climate people. We love how resource abundant the state is. We love how spacious it is. We love that we could explore here for the rest of our lives and still not see it all. So I don't know. I mean, who knows what'll happen, but we're definitely not opposed to the evolution of life and dreams and goals and aspirations and everything of that nature. But I think right now we don't have any plans to leave Alaska at all. Yes. Anyway, really grateful that you guys are tuning in. Thank you. Especially thank you those with the respectful, engaging comments. Really appreciate those. Anyhow, I think we're gonna sign off.
Good night, y'all.
Yeah, have
We're
a good
gonna
night.
Cook our dinner and I don't know. Is there some weird comments going on there?
Oh yeah, lots.
Okay. Good night.
Yeah, hope you guys have a good night. Thank you so much for tuning in and take care. Bye, Jimmy. Bye, everybody. Bye, Mo Stuff.